Now, as you most know, race swapping has been used so much to the point where it's expected now. When they said that they're going to remake Harry Potter, the first question is like, who are they going to race swap? And of course, it's going to be Severus Snape. A big mistake, because in my opinion, Harry Potter didn't need a remake, and Severus Snape was played by such an amazing actor that even if they weren't race swapping him, I can't see any other person on planet Earth being able to replace that actor. And so, again, like race swapping is something that the West can't help. Like, they have to do it. It's almost like they're compelled. And a lot of people dislike it. Initially, it was thought that it's a marketing ploy. You see, like, they know that people dislike it, and some people defend it on ideological reasons, like not because they believe that it makes the entertainment better or anything like that. It's purely political why they defend it. And these people are going to argue on Twitter and in various other places, and that generates buzz, that generates traffic, it gets the production to trend. And when people log on Twitter, they see the production, and that's free advertisement, right? And then you have like the New York Times and other progressive publications giving a standing ovation about the amazing, brilliant work that the movie producer has done in order to race swap, and that too is free publicity. But it's deeper than that. It's much more deeper, it's much more pervasive, and it's actually racist in nature. You see, for a while, the accusation that white people have no culture was levied in important publications as well as on social media. Like a constant nagging, like white people have no culture. And so I internalized it, and I was like, okay, so all of my ancestors, every single one of them, were absolutely incapable at creating anything. Like, I come from a bunch of people of nothing, like every other race on Earth, regardless of their technological advancements, have created amazing works of art. It's just that my people haven't created anything, right? And so, like, maybe we can start now. Like maybe today we can actually, begin the culture of white people. But apparently, no, you're not allowed because you need to get the race swapping in, right? Like, if you have like 5 white people getting together and making a video game, Kotaku freaks out. Like, there were actual publications in the gaming press that were freaking out that some developers from Blizzard left and they started their own company, and the Nazis came in using their skull measurement systems, and they figured out that all of them are Caucasians. Like, where's the diversity there? But the racism is also in the form of malice. And you get to see this expressed by the people that do the race swapping. Now, Invincible is a very popular show on Amazon. Like, regardless if you like it or not, the reality is that objectively people are watching, so therefore it is a commercial success. And one of the things that they did is to race swap several of the characters. One of the characters is the love interest of Mark, which is Invincible. And they did such an awful job because, like, again, they injected identity politics into this character and made her one of the most unlikable characters in the entire series. They made her into a narcissist, bossy, know-it-all, completely perfect, which is pretty much like how minorities should be represented in media. Like, you can't have the minority that's, flawed and has, like, specific negative traits. You're not allowed to do that. Because that would be racist, right? So, like, when you race swap someone, you also need to make them perfect. You need to make them smug. You need to make them arrogant. I think the reason that they're doing this is because you can make someone intelligent based on writing, like Tyrion Lannister, for instance, right? Like, Tyrion Lannister, the way he is written by George R.R. Martin, which is an amazing writer, he is amazing because he's more intelligent than everyone, right? Like, Tyrion Lannister doesn't go around demeaning other people to show how intelligent he is. He's basically, like, saying stuff or doing certain actions that are amazing in nature. And so when a poor writer tries to write an intelligent character like this lady, the way he does it is by demeaning other characters, by taking away from other characters to try to make her the main star of the show, even though she's not. Like, she's the secondary love interest, right, in this particular case. And so she comes off as unlikable. The entire fandom hated it. And again, this caused buzz on social media. This caused controversy, free advertisement to the show. But it's really interesting when you actually see what the writers had to say. They're basically saying that the Invincible co-creator, right, like this guy is saying that by race swapping, we have to recognize that a couple of dumb white guys made this comic book in the early 2000s. And so, like, this is the vile poison that they spew. Like, these people are hired by a corporation and they're given an IP. They're given a universe that is already popular, that already has fans, that people already enjoy, right? Why is this happening? Because they don't have the confidence that they can write something new and interesting. The Chinese are writing stuff that's new and interesting. The Japanese are doing it. The South Koreans are doing it. Even the West used to do it before 2016. They had talented writers. But the current writers, they have inferiority complex and daddy issues. They can't write interesting stuff. And so they have to be handed creations that are written by their betters. And when they start writing it, they don't at least appreciate the thing that was given to them. They don't show respect. They show disdain, they show hatred, they show disgust to the original writers, right? And they're casting moral judgment. By casting the moral judgment and saying that the original creators were dumb white guys, they're basically trying to say that they're enlightened, right? Like, they're not dumb, they're intelligent. They're not evil, they're benevolent. And so this is what really, really pisses off the fans. It's not the racism, because again, if you did this to any other race, right? Like if for some reason, like if black people in Africa were to take famous Bollywood adaptation and just purposefully replace Hindi characters with Asians, like people would go, what the fuck? Why are they doing this? Is it like for the play? No reason. It's just like they're doing it. Like everyone would say it's racist, right? If you made a movie about the Holocaust and you replaced Anne Frank with a black dude, with Wesley Snipes, everyone would say, what the fuck are you doing? That's disrespectful, right? But for some reason, this is allowed because the ideology forces people to say the correct thing that it is allowed. When in fact, no one seems to like it. It doesn't add to the entertainment. And again, it's done because it's mean-spirited. It's done on purpose to be antagonistic. And more than that, it shows the disdain that the authors have towards the people that created the IP. And you get to notice this with J.K. Rowling. Like the progressives, they used to like J.K. Rowling. Now they absolutely despise her. Yet despite that, they still do business with her. Why is it? Well, because a woke individual, they care about two things and two things only. Number one, dominating and controlling their fellow men. So they want to dominate and control what you think, what you say. But they also care about money. So like if you pay them enough, they're actually willing to leave you alone or to accept your stuff as long as you're giving them cash. And we notice this with China. China is the best example. So if you look at American TV shows, all of them have race swapping, all of them have LGBT characters, every single one of them. But if you look at big blockbuster movies, all of a sudden, the LGBT aspect is missing. Why is it missing? Well, because China pays the homophobia tax. It's because if they add homosexual characters in big blockbuster movies, they can't sell it to China. Now, if they were ideological in nature, they would be happy with making less money. Like, they would be, you know what? We as Americans, we make some of the best entertainment in the world. China is going to beg us to have our entertainment. And if they don't, you know, it is what it is, but we're not going to renounce our morals because we the woke, like we have the correct morals. We're on the right side of histories. We believe in the correct things. But they're not doing that, right? Ricky Gervais actually said this at the Oscars when he shamed the entire woke ideologues over there. He said, if ISIS had the streaming service, you guys would contact your management. And the reason that joke landed is because many people were nodding their heads thinking, yes, that's exactly what they would have done. Morality for you and money for them. If it's about making a profit, the morals can stand aside. If it's about lecturing you, imposing their will upon you, then that's what they're going to do, unless you can pay them enough. You know, if you have the money that China does, if you have the money that BlackRock does, all of a sudden they will sing a different tone. And this is what we noticed with a lot of the woke boycotts that took place last year. All of a sudden Target goes like, oh, you know what, maybe we don't need to sell all this LGBT apparel for kids. Bud Light was like, okay, well, maybe we went a little bit too far. Let's show a commercial with traditional American values now. They care about the money, right? They also care about influencing people, but the money is more important. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.